anything with emotions first, it's gonna fail. It's gonna lead people astray.
If you heard
Respect, welcome back to Smitty's Corner. So for this one right here, what we're going to do is we're going to take some time. Now, this is all about perspective. That's it. There's no judgment here. It's just about perspective. I'm going to be honest with you. Regardless of what I agree with or disagree with when it comes to topics like these, I have too many damn sins. And I'm a firm believer in ye who cast the first stone. You will always hear me say that. So I'm very careful. I make sure I guard my tongue before I say too much. But y'all already know, regardless, Smitty gonna be him. Well, I'm gonna be me, all right. And I will speak my mind. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you so much for everybody who has taken time to tune in and check your boy out. It's really all I ask. Now let's go ahead and get to this very much so controversial topic. Women in the pulpit. That's right. Women preachers, pastors. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never heard of no woman imam. I've never heard of a woman rabbi. But we're going to stick to the Christianity. Let's rock out.
a woman that was anointed, who could speak, who moved you, it makes you say, wow. We abdicated the leadership to women, not necessarily because we should have, but because we had to.
No, I don't even think we should even do that. Sit back, take a seat, and y'all should all get together and look for a man. And pray for God to send you a man to lead this church. Because if you don't do that, you're going to feminize the message. And mind you, I didn't have no knowledge at this time that it said in the Bible that a woman shouldn't be preaching. I had no knowledge of this. To me, this was just how it was. A woman can be preaching. So when I looked at this and I seen other women preaching, like when they would talk, it kind of went in one ear and out the other. Nothing really stuck and landed with me, or made really like sense. It didn't bring me closer to God. It didn't move me at all when a woman spoke. Even when my mom.
Now, I will say this to that. All right. I would, this is going to sound crazy, right? But I would say the only example I could give that I could, I guess, somewhat relate to, I don't care what nobody say. It's only a few of y'all out there now. But I will put that same correlation into women comedians. That's right. Women who do stand up. I can't lie. It has nothing to do with sexist. Like, I really do find guys much funnier. I said it. I don't give a fuck what you think. That's right. That's right. Does that mean there are no funny women? You got life fucked up. There are some hilarious women out here. Wanda Sykes, Monique. I mean, we can go down the list, man. Mo. Oh my gosh, man. There are so many really hilarious women out here. I'm not going to lie. Even Gina and Pam was funny as shit on Martin. Right? So I do know that there are some funny women out here. I mean, you know, some people would agree or disagree. I would say Jess Hilarious. She damn sure got some hits with her too. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we can go down that list. But overall, I do find more of an attraction as far as the comedic sense. For those who want to pause every goddamn thing, I do find more of attraction in the comedic sense when it comes to male comedians as opposed to female. Now, from what I'm hearing, I believe it's kind of like the concept when he said women who actually wound up, preaching, they feminized the message because of the emotions that come behind it. Only thing I would say to that is, if I'm not mistaken, I would think that is to a degree the same headspace mentality as the person who says to themselves, a woman shouldn't be president. Because we don't need somebody while on their cycle making life-changing decisions. I think that's pretty damn harsh to word it that way, like me personally, but, people do speak that way. I'm only reiterating what I've heard a million times over when these topics come up, right? I listen to the discussion. So this isn't me. This is what I'm regurgitating from others. Now, when it comes to that, there is a piece to that I can kind of see. You know, when it comes to like true life or death type things, the last thing you want, I don't care if it's a man or a woman. See, at this point, I go beyond the sexist aspects of it. No, I just say to myself, who's more mentally head right and stable? Period. Definitely, I don't want the country or the world to be led off emotion. I want it to be led off what will be considered righteous, best for the community, the people, the village, the city, the town, whatever, right? I just want what's best for the people. See, even down to like me on voting. Yeah, I'm not red, I'm not blue. Just in case y'all, some people may, where do you lean, Smitty? Shit, I lean back. Fuck you talking about, nigga. I don't go left or right. I just lean back. And I look to the left, I look to the right, and I laugh at both of them motherfuckers because everybody looks stupid to me. I'm an independent thinker. Whatever makes sense, whatever's reasonable, logical, and rational, I'm all for that. If it's not, I don't care if you have a vagina or a penis. Let's rock out. I digress. My mic is muted. Let's listen to what they're saying.
Spoken when she started preaching. Sorry, mama. But nothing moved me. And as I got older and I understood the differences between men and women, and I understood that it's biological differences, that women have more estrogen than a man. It means that they're usually more emotional than a man. They're going to experience more units of emotion. Then they are higher in trait neuroticism. That means that they experience more negative emotions than a man. So not only do they experience more units of emotions, but more units of negative emotions than a man. And I know that as a 35-year-old adult, anyone that's leading anything with emotions first is going to fail. It's going to lead people astray. You're not going to think in your logical mind. Now we can say, well, Cooley, what you talking about? This is church. When the spirit of the Lord calls on you, forget logic. Logic goes out the window. And I do agree to that because I do think that human beings are subordinate to logic to advance in life and to succeed in life. But we should worship the person, the entity that logic and reason is subordinate to. And
I am so glad he called himself when he said the person, then called himself and said entity. Absolutely. Well, first of all, I would say briefly on a side note, that's one of the biggest problems with people believing today. People are too quick to put our loving creator, which none of us will ever be able to even begin to fathom the eye blinks of. You can't. It's beyond us. All right, if God created planet Earth, and if we're still trying to figure out life in the ocean, let alone what's in space, and the one who created us created all of that and things we've never known of, what makes you think you got an even chance of trying to decipher what that creator consists of in any form of fashion? Seriously. So, I do believe that is something that is far beyond our comprehension, and people need to remember that. But when we have situations where like shows will depict the so-called God, and then they can bleed, they have flaws, they get emotional, they have a weakness, you can hit them here. Yeah, of course, anybody will start to look at it like, shit, I can maybe overtake God. Maybe I can come up with the right plan. Nah, no, the fuck you can't. You don't even know what the fuck God consists of. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. So with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's keep listening.
I think that's God. Because logic and reason is subordinate to God. And for us to do anything in life, we have to be subordinate to logic and reason. So to make it short, when I look at it all and I'm looking like, like a woman being a pastor, when you're looking at it from a biological standpoint, they don't really want to be pastors, like you said. If they truly peel back the layer, they don't want to lead. Other women and men truly don't want them to be in leadership roles. And then from their own biological makeup, they're not built for leadership because of their, chemical imbalance and stuff like that. So when Paul said that a woman shouldn't be preaching, I didn't know this, but here's the truth. So I first heard that a woman shouldn't be preaching, I think I was about 24. and I was still kind of, you know, not really in my masculinity. I was still kind of figuring things out in my life. I really wasn't a man then.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I somewhat kind of was around the same. I'm 41 now. I think I was somewhat, yeah, like early 20s, maybe late teens to early mid 20s. It's right around when I believe I remember hearing the same thing. But let's keep on rocking out.
I was still going through a whole lot of ups and downs. I wasn't as disciplined that I am now. I just had to work on myself. As I started working on myself and I became more disciplined, that's when I seen more truth. That's when God was revealed to me even more. And it made more sense, like, no, well, Paul, I get what you're saying, because men get things done by looking at what's best for society, right? We believe in a hierarchy of things. There's a hierarchy. So if you're good and you put in the work, you're going to be at the top. If you don't put in the work, you don't deserve to be in first place. No one's getting any free trophies here, because men, we like to compete. And that's that hierarchy. So, and then when I read the Bible and I read Numbers and I read, Deuteronomy, and I'm reading all of these, I'm like, God dang, yeah, it's a hierarchy here. And also, not only a hierarchy, well, there's a patriarchy based off of just the natural order of things, since men are usually more logical and reasonable, and men are physically more capable than a woman. Well, men are going to be at the top of that patriarchy and the top of that hierarchy. So
I would say, from what I've learned in the study of the observation of this all, if we're speaking about humans, absolutely. In the human aspect and form, men, the man is considered top of the food chain in a lot of different aspects. But the thing that I think people be really forgetting, right, is that there are so many things that we are very much so getting done, and we have the capabilities to do. And a lot of that does come from the drive and the push of the entire village, the women included. I would say every great king has a wonderful queen of awesome counsel. I would defer to my lady in a heartbeat when it comes to things that she may be more well versed on that I'm not. I don't sit there and have the headspace of, I'm the man, even if I don't have the answers, because you're the woman, fuck it. I just gotta make the shit up because